Okay, so you heard some interesting stuff from JV today, huh? And it's funny because there's nothing we like more than finding press conferences or interviews and just pull the most interesting stuff.
Because they're typically not interesting.
There's a lot of meaningless banter, and then
unless you're Joey Porter ripping on Ben Roethlisberger, that's a whole thing.
Completely laid into him. Wow, bad teammate. My favorite quote from that interview was, "He's my quarterback, so I love him, but he's a bad teammate." I'm like, wow. But anyway, so we'll pull the most interesting stuff. So we listened to the JV thing today and walked away with an empty set. But you heard something that caught your ear.
Yeah, and I think I tie it into a picture I've seen floating around the internet for a while. Since it was announced that the Tigers are going to sign him, there was a picture of the still photo of him sitting in the dugout with the Giants as their season's coming to an end. Mm-hmm. And it's just a look on his face, like a look of contemplation, and people would headline it with, "Hey," or caption it saying, "The moment he realized he wanted to come back to Detroit." I'm like, haha, whatever. But he literally said, last year when we got knocked out of the playoff run and towards the end, I was sitting there thinking about where I wanted to be, and Detroit just kept coming to my mind. As soon as the season was over, I called Scott Harris, Chris Illich, AJ Hinch, and let my intentions be known. At first, it didn't seem like there was much room for me. We had very candid conversations, Scott and I, and unfortunately, there were some things that happened recently where some innings that he's planning on aren't going to be filled. So I think that opened the door. That's not the way that you want it to go. Obviously, a lot of young talent here. They've done a great job bringing guys in, but I'm happy to wear the Old English D again and happy to be here. So what's surprising to me is that he's the one that reached out not only to the owner, to the GM, and also to the coach. Reaches out to all three of those guys, and they basically slow play him or tell him, yeah, you know what, we don't really have the room for you. We wish you the best, or whatever it was said, right? Mm-hmm. But, keep the conversations going. And then obviously the Reese Olson news hits, and that opens up the door, and he couldn't be happy to be here. And I think just the reaction that every player seems to be giving this right now, when you read quotes from players, because this is the first time we're hearing from JV, which is also awesome because he chose not to speak yesterday out of deference for Framber Valdez, who they were announcing signing yesterday.
He didn't want to steal our guy's spotlight.
No, not at all. But it didn't stop reporters from going around and talking to other players like Torkelson and Max Clark and these other guys that are there, and everybody is just. It's almost like they're just wide-eyed and smiling ear to ear about we got the Hall of Famers back here. That's kind of cool.
So I thought the coolest thing, and we decided not to pull it, but the coolest thing that was said was that things are new since the last time JV was in Lakeland. And this morning he told a story about how Scooble was giving him a tour of some of the new facilities. And he's walking through. He's like, this is this, and here's the smoothie machine, and weight room's down here, showers over here, and there's you, because there was a big mural on the wall of Justin Verlander, and Scooble pointed out to JV, there's you. So it was funny, and we'll talk more about it with our guy Birchie coming up today at 1 o'clock. Although we'll always be good with open line calls. It's what we do. Anything on your mind, fair game, 248-539-9797. Try to serve all fan bases as best we can. We go to Mark and Marshall. You are next on 97.1. Hello, Mark.
Hey, guys. I wanted to talk about Terrace Levert.
Yep.
And you guys have invaded our Battle Creek space down here. We had an all-talk station, and now we're all sports. So listen to you. So I support you. And a couple days ago, before the deadline, somebody called Levert a bag of bones, and what are we going to do with that contract? I don't know if it was the PM or the AM. And I've always liked Levert. I thought he was a great U of M player, a slasher, a cutter, and he saved their bacon last night. And I think you guys, whoever said that about him, ought to reconsider what they say.
Well, I think Karsch has had his share of struggles in this season so far, but there has been some good stuff too. And I think what we're looking for here is just sort of a level of consistency. He's going to be a role player here, and
but I think he's more than ample. And I thought that they felt that way. I hated to see Ivy go, but he looked a little tentative, and I think Levert's a damn good replacement in that backcourt. If I could, about the Tigers, guys.
Yep.
I was behind the plate in Tiger Stadium when Mark the Bird Fidrich took on Tanana, the best left-hander in the league. He was an angel, and the best right-hander in the American League. And Bruce Kim caught that game and hit a home run in the late innings, and it was a 2-1 game. I was there when I saw in old Tiger Stadium, Jason Thompson hit one over the roof, and I seen Bobby Bonilla hit one over the roof.
Okay, so?
And I guess I'm a baseball purist and a big fan. I think we ought to relax and watch this team because I think they're going to be very, very entertaining. And I'm a lifer, and I love baseball.
Well, we can tell that.
Appreciate
Marshall. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the expectations have changed in the last week. The buzz about the Tiger season, Mark, is rising quickly. And, you know, for us in our line of work, we couldn't be more excited. Like it's the last 2 seasons, certainly 2 seasons ago, that did not feel like we were in a town with a competitive baseball team. People woke up to the Tigers in September because the Tigers got hot after the trade deadline. So we didn't get a full season of excitement. Even last year, it felt like expectations were low coming off a playoff season. Expectations have risen. There will be an intensity from the fan base from day one. You want them to relax. I want them to crank it up. I'm excited, and I think everybody is, and you know they're in a good spot. They might have still some work to do, and that's fine. But they've put themselves in the mix here, firmly in the mix.
I'm excited for it all. I mean, obviously the news over the last week of the 2 pitching signings is, I mean, that's got to get you jazzed for the season. Whether you have high expectations to Justin Verlander or not, you can't look at it and not think that, okay, at least it brings some more juice to the season where maybe there wasn't enough, even though they did sign Valdez. I love the pitching side of it, but I still want to see, okay, now that I feel like that's taken care of, what's the offense going to do? How much offense are we going to see? Are we going to be able to see them get off to a good start offensively like they did last year? Will they be able to continue it? Are we going to see some new faces? The new faces are always going to be the intriguing part, right? We're going to watch spring training. We're going to hang on every at-bat that Kevin McGonigal has, every at-bat that Max Clark is going to have, every at-bat that Max Anderson has or how you lead. We want to see what these guys can do. Can they compete? Are they going to make are they going to crack the lineup or not? It's no different than watching the Red Wings in the preseason and seeing Nate Danielson play or Axel Sandin Pellikka or any of the other guys, you know, that Michael Brandzeg-Nygaard, you know, these guys that were rookies having a chance, and in the end, you know, one of those 3 is still there. But Emmett Finney, who you didn't hear about, he tore it up and he deserved this spot on the roster, and he gets it. You want to see players like that, and the Tigers still have that despite the fact that they look like they have a set roster.
It's kind of weird. You usually don't have both.
No.
Sean and Wyandotte. What's up, Sean?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing?
Great, Sean.
Hey, I got a question for you. Has anybody heard Justin actually come out and give his opinion of how he feels coming back?
What
do you mean?
About Verlander?
Yeah, as far as his expectations, as far as how we feel, how you guys are talking. Has anyone heard how he's feeling about it?
About the team or about himself?
Now that we've come,
about himself.
Sorry, now that we've come full circle, you know.
Today, this morning, this morning he was asked a little bit about his personal goals, and he says, "I'm really not in that space right now." Even though he's 35 wins away from 300, and he's probably not going to get there, but he did say, "Look, I've come here to win. I want this team to win."
His biggest regret is that he wasn't able to win a World Series here with the Tigers. So he said that he wants desperately to help the team achieve that goal. Because he's got unfinished business, and that's the unfinished business.
You're dang right. I think we're all upset. I was there for all them games, and yeah, he owes us one. We need one. We put him on. I was just saying that we put him up on the pedestal. I hope he's as happy to come back as we are to have him.
Well, it sounds like it, Sean. I mean, like I read the quote earlier, and he's the one that contacted the Tigers as soon as his season was done. He contacted the owner, the GM, and the manager, and let his feelings be known that he's thinking about coming back to Detroit. And it took a couple months, but it finally happened that he signed here. And it took, let's be honest about it, and he was too. It took a Reese Olson season-ending surgery for the Tigers to say, okay, let's go get JV.
248-539-9797. More your phone calls and feedback coming up. I got a little exercise for you, Gator. I want you and all the listeners to participate in. No,
like squats or something?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
We'll get to that today at 11:35. Karsch Anderson, 97.1.